guys, welcome back to my channel. I am INAYAH.S, and today we will be discussing Perry Homes upgrades, constructional upgrades, what we chose, why we chose it, and how much it cost us. So first of all, going into the design center, we already knew what we basically wanted. I had already envisioned what I wanted my home to look like, what colors I wanted, the style I was going with, whether it was Mediterranean, traditional, modern farmhouse, or the bohemian look. So I already knew going in. So that was the first thing I had to decide, is what I was going for. So I had already decided also that we wanted a contemporary look on the outside. So let's talk about the constructional decisions we made with the home. So we decided to go with a contemporary because we wanted to go through from the exterior to the heart of the home, making it very contemporary, but at the same time we wanted something that we can add plants to, something that looked great with a lot of greenery. And so that's why we chose the woods that we went with, the tile that we went with, and the countertops that we went with. But we wanted to start the transition from the front of the home, the exterior of the home. So we chose a contemporary door to help execute that look. We chose a contemporary garage. We went with a light brick, and I'll insert a picture of what our exterior of the home would look like, the elevation and everything. And then we chose the light brick, and then we also chose a so with light brick and a dark color as far as the trimming, and the garages, which will all line up as far as the same color. So let's talk about the constructional cost. So the constructional costs that we went with was the gutters. You want to put gutters on your home, whether you do it through the builder or after the fact and once you close on your home, because you want to prevent damage. If you have an AC on the side of the house and the water drains down, you want to prevent water from draining directly down into the AC unit. You want to prevent water damage just draining down into the front of your yard, where it's so wet that it causes foundation issues later down the line. So you want to get gutters, whether it's through the builder or after the fact. So sometimes, guys, in this video I'm going to be pointing out, sometimes it's just less expensive to go with a contractor after closing versus going with the builder, because the builder sometimes just charges twice as much you would paying outside with the outside contractor. So let me pull up my email. Okay, so I'm gonna go and I'm gonna be looking down, guys, just so, I'm sorry, I'm going between the actual camera and looking at, y'all know what I'm trying to say. Anyway, moving along, y'all don't need to know all that. So anyway, I'm gonna be looking down. I'm gonna be going over some of the things as far as the exterior changes that we made, and if I have pictures, I'll insert them in, and then if I don't, I'll try to find something, but if not, guys, just visualize it. So one of the things that we left standard, let me start there. Some of the things that we left standard was the elevation, because it's the elevation we wanted. It was a contemporary elevation. It was clean lines. It's basically the elevation we wanted, so it was standard. That's one of the things that I like about this builder as far as what they have to offer as far as a product, especially inside the home. They offer a lot, to the point where when we made it to the design center, we didn't have to pay a lot out of pocket, okay? So we'll get to the cost in just a moment, the total cost. So one of the things that we didn't want to spend money on was the elevation. So that's one of the things that we did not spend money on, because it was the elevation we wanted. The other thing that we didn't waste money on and didn't seem that it was cost effective, because we could either change it out later or just keep the one we had, which was a really good standard one that they offered, which was the lanterns that go outside of the home. So that's one of the things that we kept that was standard. One of the things that we did change was the garage. We did change the garage because Renee wanted to have the one single garage and instead of the two. So we made that was a fee, about $800 for us to change that from a 2 to a 1. So that was about $800, guys, and I'm just going to be guessing because I don't want to waste time going through this looking. So one of the other things that we decided to go and upgrade was the, okay, so one of the other things that we decided to do was upgrade the doors. We wanted to upgrade the doors to double doors because we wanted to have this grand entry when you came into the home, because the foyer, the entryway was so long and so wide that we decided that it would be best to just do 2 contemporary doors versus the one, also making it easier to bring furniture into the home. And so that's why we chose contemporary doors. We chose the 5-tier at first, and then we decided to go with the 6-tier to give us more of a privacy factor. And it was just a more wow factor as far as the difference in the door. And I will try to show you guys the difference in the two if I have the photos to post. So that's why we went with those, and of course we went with a dark finishing color on the doors as well. So basically for the doors, it was about $1,800 for the doors. For the gutters, we paid about a little over maybe $2,000 for the gutters to go all the way around the exterior of the home. And then those are pretty much it. So and then the black trimming. So instead of doing the bronze, is what it really is, but it comes off black, we did the bronze trimming on the exterior of the windows outside. So to give it a more updated, fresh, look, just that wow factor when pulling it into your driveway. You want to be like, oh my gosh, this is my home. And so that's what we were going for. And so we wanted to carry that look from the exterior of the home into the entry throughout the whole entire home. And so one of the things we did was we chose this beautiful chandelier that we did go through the buyer, and we paid about $200 plus for that chandelier. But it's one of the upgrades that I thought was a little bit worth it, because you're gonna pay about that much in a lighting store, at Home Depot, at Lowe's. So it wasn't an expensive cost and change to make. So that was one of the things we went with inside of the home. And I'll post a picture for you guys to see that. So one of the other things that we decided to change, to upgrade, was some of the light fixtures in the home we left, because we just left it build a grade because we knew we were going to change them out anyway. And there are some that we brought from the other home. So there was no reason to pay for upgrades for things like that. Guys, when you're a home buyer, sometimes when you go to these design centers, when you're building a home versus an inventory home can be more expensive when building a home, because you go into these design centers and you see all these amazing selections and you get excited and you're like, oh my gosh, I want everything. Because when I walked into the design center, the first thing I said was, I want everything that has a price tag on it. And that was my thinking, because I knew I would want really nothing standard. But it turns out, again, the builder offers so many great things that I didn't have to change a lot. And we didn't have to spend a lot. So we're going to add this cost up, and we're going to get to that towards the middle end of this video. So one of the other things that we did was we, going further into the home, we upgraded all of the bathrooms in the home. So I think that one of the things that you want to decide before going to the design center, you want to choose those things. What do you want in your home, whether it's your forever home, whether it's your second home or your first home? What do you want in your home? And being that this is our final and forever home, we wanted everything we wanted. So you want to make a list. So what I did was I wrote everything down that I wanted in my forever home. And this is how it made it so easy for me when I went into the design center. I knew everything I wanted because I had already envisioned it. I had already mapped my colors out as far as the countertops, what kind of island I wanted, what kind of hardware, what color hardware I wanted. And so it was so easy for me when we went into the design center that we didn't waste a lot of time in there, that we made our 2 hours. I believe they give you 3 hours, at the design center with Perry Homes. I believe it's 3 hours. Don't quote me on that, but I believe it's 3 hours. So we made it worth it going in. So when we came back the second time, all we had to do was move things, put things in. We made the best of our time there. So we knew exactly what we wanted. So on our wish list for our forever home, because we're speaking about our experience, so it's our forever home, but for you it may be something different. However, let's see if I can pull it up really quick. So in our forever home, let's see. Let's see, guys. Give me a moment. I have a list in here, guys, but I have so many other things. That's the kind of stuff I wish I would have had ready prior to starting this video. Okay, here it is. So we have perfect home here. Now, of course, we know it's not going to be perfect, but this is what we want in our home. So starting at the top of the list, we wanted double door entry, which is what we got. We wanted 2 closets. That was a must-have because Renee wanted her own separate closet. She's prior Army, so she's very organized. She's very neat, and unfortunately, that's just not me. So we wanted 2 closets. We wanted separate vanities. So we had to have double vanities, but at the same time, separate vanities. Renee have one, whether it's to the left or the right, vice versa. I have one to the left or the right. It didn't matter where it was. We just knew that we wanted separate vanities. So, of course, we did separate vanities. We also wanted Renee wanted a closet that led to the laundry room. I think that's one of the great features that we loved about the house that we were building. If you haven't seen that video, go and take a look at it to find out exactly what happened with that house and why we didn't close on that particular property. So anyway, we wanted the laundry to lead from the closet to lead to the laundry room, but unfortunately that's one of the features that we did not get. That the floor plan that we chose and fell in love with, it didn't offer that feature, but it was okay. You're not going to get everything you want on a list, but you want to try to get majority of everything you want on your list. So the other thing was we wanted a closed-in media. Now the floor plan that we chose, it does not have an actual media. It has a game room. However, we are going to transform it into a media that we can use where we spend most of our time watching TV, spending family time together. When we have our children over during the holidays, this is where we would spend most of our time. Most of the people say the kitchen is the heart of the home, but I would think this particular room would be the heart of the home for us because it's going to be a lot of time spent in that particular room. The other thing we wanted to have, I think was more me, was the butler's pantry. I just think that it makes the house look more aesthetic pleasing. It's a feature that you can actually use. It's functional. Not only is it functional, it looks good. And so we can use it for a coffee bar area. We can use it for our wine. It's so many things you can do with that home that makes it not only look good, but it's functional in the home. So I had to have a butler's pantry. The other thing that Renee had to have was a niche. She had to have a niche in the primary shower, okay? That's one of the things that she had to have. If you guys don't know what a niche is, it's where you place the soap or whatever you use in your shower, okay? It's where you place shampoo, body wash, things of those nature in the shower versus having that little bit of corner. Y'all know that little corner they give you where you can just sit something there? Yeah, we knew we didn't want that. I think that's just like a build-a-grade situation, and it's not pleasing, and it's not functional. Like, it really isn't functional for us, okay? So the other thing that we had to have was the framed mirrors in the primary bathroom. So that's one of the things in the ensuite. We knew that we wanted to have, in the primary ensuite, we knew that we wanted to have framed windows. I mean mirrors. So I'm going to come back and touch on that as far as what we paid as far as that, because that's pretty much an upgrade. That's not something this particular builder offered as a standard feature option, and that's pretty much kind of like across the board when it comes to something like that. They normally just give you the build-a-grade mirror. They just place the mirror up there, and if you want frames, then you're gonna pay a lot more for the house versus you would had you just bought it you know, without the frame or whatever. And I'm just not speaking in terms of the frame, but mostly most of the time when they're asking for a specific price point, a high price point, that's something they're going to throw into the home because they want it to look more appealing to the buyer, as if they're getting their money's worth. Okay, so the other thing we knew that we wanted was a frameless showers. So guys, when I get back to the design center and the cost and everything, I'm gonna show you what we did. So we wanted the frameless showers, but however, the cost for a frameless shower was very expensive. It was over $3,000 through the builder to have a frameless shower. That is one of the expenses and one of the features that you could do on your own after closing on the house. Already do your research, have the contractor lined up, so when you close, the first thing they do is immediately go in there and change that shower out. So that's one of the changes that we wanted to make. However, we didn't, due to it was just too expensive going through the builder, for one, and two, I found a second option that the builder offered standard. Okay, so we're going to talk more about that in the upgrades, which it wasn't an upgrade, but it was a change that we made that cost us $0. Okay, the other thing that we wanted was a study. Even though I work from home and I don't necessarily spend time in my office. Like, seriously, I really don't. I'm just going to be very transparent with you. I really don't. But I want the setup there, and I want it now that I'm going to be putting out more YouTube videos. I'm going to be putting out, doing work from home more this year. I plan to be more productive. So I think now it's going to be more functional, and I'm going to get more use out of it versus it just sitting there looking good and pleasing to the eye. So that's one of the things that I do look forward to as far as in this home, which we had in the last home. But again, I never really used it. It was just for the look, okay? The other thing that we had to have was formal dining. Formal dining was very important, especially we wanted to have formal dining study and either a breakfast kitchen as well, because Renee and I were building a 2-story, but we originally wanted and discussed having a 1-story, and that's what we wanted. We're getting older. Renee is getting ready to hit her 50s. I'm in my 40s, and so we wanted a 1-story. It was just best on us as far as age. It's our forever home. We don't plan on buying another home, so the 1-story is what we chose. And so with that being said, we figured out a way to use our dining. So we're going to keep our formal dining as formal dining, change the breakfast area to my office, and we're giving Renee the study as her own personal space, gaming room, TVs, football. So when she's shouting and she's yelling and stuff, that's her own space, okay? Honestly, do I think she's gonna spend time in there? No, not really, because we have the media, and I just think that she's gonna get more use out of that than using that office. So if she does not use it, I'm gonna take my office back. But don't tell her that, all right? So listen, the other thing that we had to have was quartz throughout the house. I automatically knew that I did not want to do granite anymore. It's not for me. It's not for everybody. For those who love it, kudos, you know, I support you. But unfortunately, it's just not something I didn't want in my home anymore. The other thing I wanted, I put curved staircase right here, and it's because in the community that we were looking at, we knew that we would get more backyard going with the 2-story versus 1-story. So I knew if I was getting a 2-story, I had to have curved staircase. So that one, it's out the door because we went with a 1-story floor plan. And then and all the I think I mentioned that, and all the, oh no, I don't think I did. In all the guest bathrooms, it has to have step-in showers only, no tubs. When I say no tubs only in the primary room. Okay, so let's get back to what we did as far as exterior home. So those were the things that we had to have. So as I mentioned, the showers, let's go with that one. That's one of the things that I knew that we had to have. We had to have showers versus tubs in all the other bedrooms other than the primary. So we paid for that upgrade. That was an upgrade that we had to pay for. And so guys, I may not call out everything by a number because I didn't memorize all this. And I don't know if you guys, well, you can't see, but this is 5 pages long. It's front and back, but it's 5 pages long. And so I'm not going to call out everything, but I will give you the total of what we paid at the design center, okay? So the other thing we paid for was, other than the chandelier, we paid for, okay, like I said, the showers. What the other upgrades we paid for was the hardware throughout the house, from the kitchen to the bathrooms. All the hardware had to be upgraded. So in the kitchen, and I'm going to share the designs with you guys in the images as I talk about them. So let's start with the kitchen hardware. We decided to go with black because we did white cabinets at the top, and then we decided to go with black for the base of the island. We didn't have to pay for any upgrades for the cabinetry because we knew that if we wanted to do the soft close, we could do that after. We didn't necessarily have to do it through the builder. And so I didn't necessarily have to have the soft close because it wasn't on my list. So I didn't think that was worth paying for upgrade. And then they offer, what is it? Oh crap, J-Craft. I forgot what the brand was as far as the cabinetry. And it's not a really bad brand. I think it's one of the good ones that's out there, but there are better ones. However, we did go with the standard cabinetry, and then we chose the design that we wanted. And so we left that standard, okay? Coloring, changing the color of the base, that was no fee for that. That was pretty much standard as well. Now, for the hardware in the kitchen, that was a $1,200 upgrade. We paid $1,200 to have hardware added because actually it wasn't something that came standard with the home. And so that we did pay for. The other thing that we paid for that was a combination of the design center as well as the entertainment home pro system was we knew that we wanted the lights under the cabinet. I may be looking dark, guys. It looks like it's getting dark because it's getting dark outside. Let me see if this light is charged. Let's see here. Is it high enough? All right. Hopefully it's charged enough. So the other thing we knew we wanted was, was the lighting under the kitchen cabinet. It's a statement. It looks beautiful at night. Why not pay for that? We paid $700 for that particular upgrade to have that feature. Another small feature that we paid for in the kitchen. So we're going to focus on the kitchen right now. So another small feature that we paid for in the kitchen, and let me go to the kitchen portion of this. So another, I'm trying to be organized, guys, before I start this video. So anyway, another feature that we paid for in the kitchen, which was a small fee, I think it was like $75, was that we wanted the light in the pantry to automatically go off when you shut the door and to automatically come on when you open the door. So we paid for that to have that that upgrade as well in the kitchen. The other thing we paid for as an upgrade was the island. I knew I wanted quartz, and quartz is a little bit more expensive. Some homes actually just put granite in there. That's not necessarily an upgrade, but we knew we wanted to go with an upgrade. Well, there are some granite upgrades. There are different levels to granite. I don't know if you guys know that, but there are different levels to granite and any other product that you have in the design center. There's level 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on, however many options and levels that they have. So one of the biggest upgrades that we did in this home was the kitchen islands. That was a $4,000 upgrade. We paid a little bit, either a little bit over or a little bit under $4,000 to have that particular upgrade for those countertops. I don't believe I went basic with those. I probably went with their highest level on those countertops. Now, one of the things that they offered you as an option is to choose whether you want to do a standard as far as the edges, if you want them oval, if you want them pointy, I guess I could say. I don't know how to describe the different shapes of the corners of the countertops, but I mean for the island and the countertops. So we just chose to leave it standard. Like, it doesn't matter what the tip of the countertop looks like to me. And so guys, my battery is actually about to die, so I'm gonna pick this up once I charge my camera. Okay, honestly guys, I honestly do not know where I left off at because I did not watch the last clip, but I charged my camera a little bit and I think it's enough to get through this video. So I will try to pick off where I left off at, but again, I'm not sure. As you can see, the sun it's getting later in the day, so I'm not sure if this is better as far as lighting or if it was before. So if you see the change, that's particularly why. So anyway, I believe I left off at the showers. I believe I last told you guys that for the bathrooms, the guest bathrooms, we upgraded the hardware in the guest bedrooms. Well, the showers, I told you guys we upgraded that for the step-in showers instead of the tub, and I believe I told y'all that was $1,100 each. And then for the plumbing, I believe it was additional $1,100 for each one of them, so about $2,200 for those, or either for both. Okay, I can't quite remember, but it ran us about $2,200 either each or for both. So then the other thing was the hardware in each bathroom. We upgraded those in the guest bedrooms as well as the primary. Now keep in mind, this is a 3.5 bathroom home. And so for the primary, I went a little bit all out. And then for the guest room, since it's really just me and my wife, we have one kid left at home, I decided that we would just do a DIY for the frames for the other bathrooms. And so we just put the build-a-grade mirror up. And so that's what we're gonna do for their mirrors. So I did go in and purchase the hardware upgrade. It was about $500, a little over $500 for each bathroom, because I wanted something that stood out, that kind of like drew your eyes to the bathroom, something that made it pop and made it a wow factor, because we did black flooring throughout each bathroom, including the primary. So we have black flooring throughout the house as far as the bathrooms. And then we chose to do like a marble, how can I describe it? Like a marble with gold, a little gray in there, white type of, guys, I think this thing is like falling, sliding down. Let's see. Okay. I think we're okay. So I played off the black, and so I wanted to go with something a little bit light. And to be honest, guys, I'm really kind of scared to see how all this is going to come together and play out as far as the guest bathrooms, the two guest bathrooms. So I did black flooring, tile flooring throughout the bathrooms. It is sliding. This, you know what? I'm gonna have to buy another one, because this tripod is just like very. Anyway. So we did black flooring throughout the bathrooms, and then we did the white gold marble-like type of throughout the guest bathrooms as far as up the wall. Okay, and remind you, they're gonna have the shower doors. So I didn't take it all the way up to the ceiling, because again, it's guest bathrooms. We may or may not get guests that often. Our kids come twice out of the year. So I didn't think it was necessary for me to put a lot of money into the guest bathrooms. So that's one of the things that we did. Oh, crap. That's one of the things that we did in the guest bedroom, guest bathrooms. So it was the hardware. It was the black towel was not an upgrade. It was a standard option that they had. And then the other thing was the towel at the flooring of the tub, of the shower. That was an upgrade for the towel in each one of those rooms. Let me see if I have it here for you guys. So for the tile in the primary upgrade, it was about $355. And then for the 2 bathrooms, it was about $150 for that particular towel that I believe that we chose. Yeah, that we chose to go into the shower. So it wasn't an expensive cost. So the next thing we did is moving into the primary bathroom. Instead of the frameless shower that we wanted to do, it cost about $3,000. I decided, okay, well, let's just do a freestanding tub. That's gonna look great. And then I started thinking, INAYAH, is it really functional? Because I can sit in it, but it wasn't a very big tub. And if I wanted to have like a relaxing night in the tub with my wife and I, we both can't really fit in it for the 2 options that they had. So I thought it was something we could do after we closed on the house, versus paying $3,600 for a standard tub, freestanding tub that wasn't really very functional. So what we did instead was we paid extra money for them to use the towels, to complete the towel in the inside shower, to 1, go up all the way to the ceiling, and then 2, take that same subway towel, a white subway towel, and use it to create around my tub, especially being that that floor was black. So we did the towel not only on the tub, but in most homes, they stop that water backsplash in the bathroom. I think I can call it that. Reference it as the backsplash in the tub, for the tub in the bathroom. They stop it like a little above the tub, for water purposes, as far as splashing or whatever. But for me, to make the eyes draw more to it and make it stand out and have a wow factor, I took that white towel all the way up the wall. And so I'm excited to see how that comes out. Like, I am really excited to see how that turns out, like, for real. So that cost us, and if I don't remember, and I'll try to plug all these numbers in for you. So the cost for that was about, I want to say a little over $1,000 for that in the bathrooms. Let's see, we have the bathroom here. Yeah, it had to be maybe a little over $1,000. So I'm not quite sure, but I'll try to plug that in. But I believe it was a little over $1,000 to have that done. The other things that we did, of course, in the primary, we went on ahead and framed both mirrors off in the primary bathroom. And then we also changed the hardware out in the bathroom as well. And that ran about $1,200 as well, as it did in the kitchen. I think the kitchen was $1,250, and then the hardware in the primary bathroom was $1,200 as well. So we paid for that. And then one of the other things we did, we upgraded to a higher level on, of course, on the towel, which wasn't expensive, just about, like I said, for the guest bedroom. Same thing for the primary, about $150. So I'm sure, light fixtures. We upgraded all the light fixtures in the bathrooms. I didn't care for the builder grade. It wasn't expensive upgrade, so I thought, why not have it already in the home? So we did like a black and gold light fixtures in all the bathrooms. And then we did black hardware in our bathroom, the primary bathroom, and the guest bathrooms to make it pop. And I think I mentioned it earlier but didn't say it. To make it pop, we added gold hardware to bring out that little gold in the marble tile in their showers. So I think those were pretty much the upgrades that we did in the bathrooms that I can remember. Like I said, the sheets are pretty long. It was 31 sheets, and so I only printed out 5. Because they even include what we didn't have to spend money on. So I didn't think it was necessary to print all those out. So the other thing, okay, let me tell you guys. The most expensive cost you will have when purchasing a new build in the design center, if you choose to opt into it, is your countertops and your flooring. The flooring throughout your home. So we have a 1-story home, and so we are a no-shoe home, but at the same time, I wanted a look as well as a flooring that would be durable and hold up to over the years, being that we're going to be in this home we plan on being in this home forever. So we spent over $14,000 on the floor. And so we went with like a white oak type of flooring. As far as the color, we wanted something light because we're doing so many dark themes, even with decor throughout the home. So we decided to go with a light flooring. And so that was a very expensive cost. As far as in the living room, we upgraded the mount that comes with the house versus the standard with the mount that they had. We went with a black fireplace. We were really debating on what we wanted to go with as far as stone or the black. But with the stone, it really changed the vibe and the dynamic of what we were creating in the home. And so that's why we opted out of the stone fireplace and went with a sleek black fireplace. Actually, it's the same tile in the bathrooms and in the utility room that we used for the fireplace. And I think it's gonna look really, really great. But again, we didn't go all the way up because it was an expense that I just didn't think was logic, spending money on. So back to the kitchen. I don't believe I mentioned there was another feature other than hardware. The countertops, I did mention that. The frame mirrors for the bathroom in the premier bathroom was $550. In the kitchen, we did pay for a pull-out trash can. I think that is a necessity. So it wasn't an expensive cost. Like I said, it was only, well, I probably didn't say, but it was $120. Like, why not have a pull-out trash can? It's functional, it makes sense, it's a necessity. You need it. You don't want a garbage can sitting outside, stinking up the place, or even just, I don't know, it's just hard trying to figure out where to put a trash can nowadays. For me, it was. And so that's why we opted into getting the pull-out trash can. And of course, that was an upgrade. And then earlier I said that there was no upgrade to paint the base of the island. I lied. It was a $250 upgrade to paint that base, but the cabinets were not an upgrade, and so we didn't have to pay anything additional for that. And so the other things, I think I didn't, let's see, did I touch on everything? And so yeah, I talked about the stone. And so basically, guys, the framing for the windows, I don't think I mentioned that. That was a little over $2,000 as well for the exterior of the home. And I believe it's going to be, I asked the construction manager and she said that it will. So the same on the outside will be the same on the inside. It's going to be the dark bronze, which comes off, which comes off as a black. And so that was a little over $2,000 that we paid for that. And so the tub, and I mentioned the tub, right? Like, that was an expensive cost that you want, like a freestanding tub. That's something you can pay less for. I compared it. They were wanting $3,600. I compared it to like Home Depot. It was like $1,900 for a nice size freestanding tub. So I was like, no, I'm not gonna pay extra money for that. So that's something I didn't opt into. What we did do is we went with a bronze. Instead of the, what we did do is go with a bronze on the shower. So we didn't do the frameless shower because it was expensive, but at the same time, the bronze comes off as a black color, and I'll try to post a picture here or a small clip where you guys can see that, and it looks great. It looks really good. It looks very up to date. It looks current. It looks fresh, and I mean, it's not really a wow factor, but why not go with bronze instead of chrome? Or I believe that's chrome is what it is, what you normally get with the frame shower. We did bronze, and I just think that it elevated the whole look of the bathroom doing that, and it was a standard. We didn't have to pay anything extra for it. So I was like, let's do that instead of paying all that money for a frameless shower or a freestanding tub. And so that's what we did. So I say, guys, if you have that option and it's free to you, and you're going with light, dark colors in your bathroom, opt in to get the bronze if that's something that you're interested in versus the chrome inside the bathrooms. So that's something that we did that was free cost. It didn't cost us anything, but yet it elevated the way the bathroom looks. And so, guys, that is basically everything. I'll try to plug in some numbers for you. But other than that, let's see. The kitchen island, I think I went over that as far as it was expensive cost. It was like over $4,000 for that. And then I'm sure there's other things that we paid for, but just to give you an idea, going in, we had already set a budget for about $25,000 that we wanted to spend in the design center. And of course, sometimes you meet that budget and sometimes you go over. Sometimes you may even go under. In our case, we went over, but guess how much? I'll give you time. Guess. Comment. All right, for those of you said a little bit over, 10,000 over, that's basically what we went. We end up spending at the design center for all the interior designs. It came out to a total of $32,541.58. And I think we're going to have an amazing house with all the amazing home with all the selections that we made in our home. And so if I haven't shown you already, I'll probably show you right here the selection board once we put it together at the design center. And so that's that. And then as far as exterior home, it ran us about a little under 10,000 for the exterior of the home. So total, we spent about 40,000, about 40,000 totaled on the upgrades of our home as far as exterior and the interior of the home. So guys, what I'm going to do is I'm going to end this video out. Thank you for those who watched. Thank you for those who stayed to the end. For those of you who didn't, thank you so much for just clicking on my channel.